Good night viewers, good night loyal opposition, good night to the Caribbean at large. I mean, seeing script different casts. I mean, wow, we seeing this copy and paste globally, and it's really, really concerning. Listening to this, it was like, wow, it really shows that this was something in the happening for quite a while, and we know seeing it manifest. And this is the reason why we really have to have this discussion because it's quite scary in terms of the direction that we're heading in.
Mm. What about it is scary for you? What did you hear tonight? You said
Um,
it's the same cast,
yep.
right?
I wrote down some stuff while she was talking because I mean it was like, all right, let me start from here. All right, we started off basically talking about if this is colonialism, and I said yes, it probably is because colonialism, or you could say neo-colonialism, and it
Mm-hmm.
happens when a country or a sovereignty and cultures gradually erode under the guise of development and globalization or even partnership. We are seeing that happening a lot. People coming in before probably people use force, people use probably um, military force, but now we're seeing people coming dressed in suits and people writing legalizations and bills in terms of certain things that are being passed, and it's not being passed for the benefit of our people, but for those abroad and for those who have different global agendas. And we are seeing that this here is a blueprint written for, especially for the majority of our Caribbean countries, which have tourism as its, ideal, I would say, ideal attraction.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where we got to really pay attention because it's really and truly sad. Because if we don't be careful and we are being forced or cornered by those who have international agendas, is then it's going to hit on the everyday citizen like me and you.
Yes.
You're correct.
Citizens that
You're correct.
have the passport through citizens through the CBI program. Think about that. I mean, almost the same population as St. Kitts and Nevis. Zico, jump right in there, sir.
Yes, even when where that was concerned in terms of that topic, I had even wrote this. I had said for small islands like ours, power really leaves our islands. It simply changed farms. It once came through plantation, now it comes through property deeds and permanent residencies. Economic influences, if citizenship is made too accessible without deep cultural grounding or genuine community ties, we risk becoming guests in our own homes. A
Wow.
land managed and shaped by others. And we are saying that
Can
right
you
now.
read that again? Read that again. You
Sure.
you wrote that while
Yeah. Well,
the
the
show
whole
was
thing was,
going on.
yeah.
Read that again, Zico.
Right. For small island nations like ours, power really leaves the island. It simply changed farms. Once it came through plantations, now it comes through property deeds, permanent residency, and economic influences. If citizenship is made too accessible without deep cultural grounding or genuine community ties, we risk becoming guests in our own homes, a land owned and managed and shaped by others. And we are seeing
Mm.
that happening right now. I think we're opening to people, and we're selling our control. We're losing our voices to people who have the money, and they're forming our agendas, they're forming our policies. And I think that's very, very dangerous to the everyday man. And we must take control of it. We must speak against it
Yeah.
because it's too easy. It's way too easy.
You
Dilute, not only will it dilute the prestige of Barbados and its passport, but it will also dilute how we normally vote within Barbados. The voices of our local citizens within Barbados. The focus upon our, I would say, our national issues is now going to be more focused upon global agendas. And we're starting to see it a little bit more. It's nothing wrong with, interconnecting Caribbean countries and issues, but I think we are now drifting from the immediate issues that actually trouble the everyday Barbadian. And now we're starting to spread our arms around and say, all right, cool, we can hug everybody. And I think that's becoming a problem. And it's going to affect voting. It's definitely going to affect voting. And the reason why it's going to affect voting is going to affect the influence. Because obviously, if you're welcoming me into your country very cheaply, measly, and saying, well, here you go for some citizenship. Obviously, I am going to definitely vote for you because you basically, granted me something that came so cheaply, and that's the reality of it. And where that may be good for them, what it does to us, and don't mention it, other people is going to see it as a loophole, and is going to introduce a lot of different problems and a lot of
Mhm.
different problematic trends as well. And people's going to look at it and say, well, you know what, we have to really and truly look at Barbados differently, because really and truly people coming in and out of Barbados like this is becoming a loophole, and then eventually is also going to dilute the passport and devalue the passport as well. And I think that is a big problem that we have to face.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
I echo majority of what she has said. I do believe in investors. I have no problem with people coming and modernizing Barbados to some extent, but we cannot lose who we are as a people. We cannot expand and by erasing. You know, even when she was speaking just now, I made sure I put my notes right here as well. Um, and I was saying this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. True development means empowerment, not dependency. If our laws serve to strengthen our people and our identity and our sovereignty, that means we're on the right track. But if it's not, and it spells displacement under the flag or modernization, then for sure we know we're living through colonization for sure. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what I am so scared about, because really and truly, if we are attracting just investors, the reality of it is that we are displacing our people, because majority of the times people's going to come in, they're going to buy up our lands, they're going to buy up our premium property, and eventually we, the citizens, will lose control because we don't own it anymore. And the reality of it is that people's going to come in, use Barbados as a stepping stone, and step right back out. So the investment is only going to be temporary. The money is not going to circulate within Barbados. The money is just to come passing, and it goes back to where it originally came from in the first place. And that's my fear where this is concerned. And I think that we are erasing and not expanding. I think we are replacing, and calling it development or calling it integration. I don't think that's what it is, because we're not protecting our identity, we're not protecting our cultural norms, and this is where it's so scary. We can't do it in the name of economics. It must be a point where we say, all right, cool, enough is enough, and we have to look at it again, because really and truly we will feel it. Probably not in the next 5 years, probably not in the next 10 years, but we will, because the majority of the people that will come to Barbados will be those who can be buying our premium property. And we can't tell them no after they spend the money. We can't tell them put it back or give it back. And that's the sad reality of it, you know. And if you're doing it just to pay our debts, and if you're doing it just because the PM now scratching the head how we can pay back the loans that we have to pay, so what's the steps we have to take? I think we going down the wrong road. I definitely think we're going down the wrong road.
Yeah. Saying the opposite. As a young person, what is that saying to you?
It's a slap in the face. It's a slap in the face for every young person who been out there trying to get a job that basically warrant their degree. Saying that you need to go elsewhere if you can't find a job in Barbados shows the desensitization among these people, and it is very sad. I mean, like today, really and truly, my spirit is even saddened. Through even the whole night, even having this conversation yesterday with somebody as well, because really and truly, if you're running a business, it's about the enrichment of the business, the owner, and his partners. We understand that the investment is about the enrichment of its owners and its partners. When you're running a country, it's about the development and the enrichment of its people. So when we're talking about investors and people coming here and
Mm,
what's not, it must be an investment of surplus to its people, not just the people who run in the country or people who own these particular entities as well.
yeah.
And this is what we are seeing, because at the end of the day, and they continue to say, yes, we will not see it in the next 5 years, we will not see it in probably not even the next 15 years. But I'm telling you, we will lose Barbados with the same mindset and the same mentality. Well, if it's working for you, leave. And we cannot work that way, because the honest reality of it is this: if we are working in a way where we investing into our people, and we're talking about development, we're talking about social development, then for sure we're talking about empowerment. And if you're talking about empowerment, it can't be about dependency. And right now what we are talking about is dependency. We're dependent on people to come here to invest so we can eat. It's not about empowerment of the people. It's about bringing
Mm-hmm.
investors so we can depend upon them, so we can eat, or so we can serve, I should say, whether it's another hotel or another, high rise or whatever the case may be. And it cannot be like that. For a business, sure, for a business, kudos, is a wonderful game plan. But when you are running a country, the mindset, the worldview, the perspective must be totally different. How am I empowering my people? And if it is that the surplus is for those who are coming into Barbados, then we have to revisit it. And then we know for sure we have a problem. And even when he said it, in terms of, well, if all those who said I had a degree and they went to University of West Indies and they can't find a job, well, go elsewhere. What are you saying? So you're trying to say the young Bajan people lazy? No. It comes to a place where I went to school and I'm certified in a particular subject, and the one was warranted to me, right? It's in the salary. So no, so don't disrespect me or then discard what it is that I am trying to do or saying by telling me to go to another country. No, that means you're not empowering me. That means you're not empowering your people. That means you're not even listening to your people, because their concerns should be your concerns. And this is why it's so insulting, and that's why it saddens me when I realize that these people really totally disconnected from what's going on in Barbados. Totally disconnected. I mean, when you look at it, minimum wage compared to the other countries, compared to us, what are the benefits for Barbados? Don't tell me just pension. Don't tell me just because the birth rate low. It must be something deeper than that, because we are no longer in control. When we open our borders and we sell our land and we sell our property, we bring investors to come in, we lose control. Our voices are now drowned out by economics, by papers. And when we was talking about colonialism, yes, nobody they come up on ships, no more, but they come with flights, they come with property deeds, they comes with investment papers, and they say, you know what, this is what we want to happen. And then from there, we lose our voice, we lose our power. Because what we can negotiate with? Tell me what we can negotiate with. We're not got economics no more. Other people coming in and own one side of the island, that's but they own the next side of the island. What power will we have? And I'm not saying that, I don't welcome investors. We need investors. For sure, I am not saying that at all. We need it. But it can't be based on dependency. It can't be desperation. Yes, we can expand, but we are going to surrender. Yes, we can welcome people into our borders. Yes, we can say, come, whoever the case may be, work, but it must be on our terms. It can't be so cheaply. It can't be like, or even with the same thing when the youngsters was talking about, he saw the ad with Hello and whatever the case may be. You know what I was? Well, really and truly, what I really was? It wasn't about really and truly bringing new employees to Shafat. It was an invitation. It had nothing really and truly to do with Hello bringing in people. It was an invitation to let the world know Barbados talent wanted to come. There's opportunity. Barbados telling you come. There's work. To bring the ice to say, you know what? Look at this brochure. Look at what Barbados have to offer. And then the people in Barbados asking what it is you have to offer us. And when we look at the last bills which was attempted to be passed, none of them benefited the everyday man. Not one benefited the everyday man. It was about taxing them or finding a way to get more money out in the pocket. It was about, I want money, my friends. That's what it was about. None of them said, well, you know what? How we can improve, how we can really create opportunities for these young people, how we can really empower our people without selling out our people, without selling out our lands, without selling out our citizenship, without giving away our passport, without giving away our prestige and our power. Tell me how. So when he come and he say things like this here, I mean, it saddens and it really makes me wonder what Barbados got in store for me in the future. So then imagine the young ones that coming up in student loans and the student debt and trying to find and trying to make something happen. You tell them we'll get somebody else then. That means you say, Barbados is you're no longer welcoming your citizens to work here. If you get left, it shows complete desensitization. Yeah.
Insensitive, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's. I mean, it saddens me, man. It really, really saddens me.
Yeah.